Yeah, I don't like when it comes to like Dark Souls 2, I know very little, like even less than I know about Dark Souls 3, about that game. Very, very little. Um, and it's because I did enough to get the achievements in the game, and then I was like, all right, we're done here, and that was essentially the end of it for me. Okay, dogs, come here. Like getting my dog to. Sorry, it wasn't good enough. I'm sorry, what? You're allowed to do a jumping attack and have your shield up? Those are some nice special rules for the boss. Again, doesn't feel like we're playing on the same rule set. A nice stored roll there. All right. Whoop. Do that. Ow. And I couldn't see a fucking thing. All right, so I think the goal is to well, every single bot, like Pursuer, we'll start with Pursuer. I don't like Pursuer. We're going to start with the bosses that just they don't work. Pursuer does not work. And the reason I say Pursuer doesn't work is because when you fight Pursuer, you could be standing here. He could be doing like a grab attack like over here. And because Dark Souls 2 doesn't understand how hitboxes work, you standing here will get teleported over to the Pursuer if he does like a one of those thrusting attacks where he lifts you up in the air and curses you. So you get, not only do you take damage, you get pulled into the hitbox to take the damage that you weren't around to take damage for. And then you also lose some of your maximum health because he does the curse attack, and it almost always will fill up your curse meter. And when you get cursed in Dark Souls 2, you don't die, you just lose some of your maximum health. So that's one boss that I think is garbage. And Smelter Demon can go along into the trash heap as well. For the exact same reason. Terrible fucking hitboxes. Any boss that teleports you from one location to another so you can then take damage from the special attack. Yeah, that is not... In my book, that is a terrible, terrible... Oh my fucking god, are you... Jesus Christ, fuck off. I wanted to see if I can parry this boss. I don't know if I can. Oh, if you're talking about the ballista, like in Scholar of the First Sin, you don't have that when you attack him in other areas. I'm sorry, what? Fuck, man. Yeah, the ballista, you can use the ballista in the, yeah, you only need to do the one boss fight to finish the game, but I don't, like, it's not, like, the ballista doesn't prevent the issue, the reason that I hate him. It doesn't prevent that. When you're here, the boss is here, and you get teleported to the boss. Because the hitbox, the hit detection in that game does not work. It is objectively broken. The hit detection in that game does not work. Anybody who tries to say otherwise is fucking lying to you. Cool. Well, this fight is already essentially done and over with. Yeah, just kill me. I'm not interested in doing a fight where you just fucking... Yeah, long runbacks do lower boss quality. Really focusing on Demetrius right now. He's taking a liking to my pillow that even I don't have that strong of a liking for my pillow. It's a memory foam pillow, so it's a good pillow. And in the spirit of long runbacks lowering boss quality, let's talk about Bed of Chaos. But before we get into, like, you know, bad bosses in good games, there's one bad boss that in Dark Souls 2 that I don't think anybody on the planet can even make an argument for being a good boss. And that is Blue Smelter Demon. I think that's kind of horseshit. That she can just walk at you like that with impunity and, like, run at you and jump at you, and the whole time the fucking shield is up. Like, what do you fucking do? Fuck right off. Right into another fucking universe. I would really, really love it if some of these fucking bosses would actually have some sort of rule set that they follow. It feels like I'm asking for the goddamn fucking moon When I'm just like, can't we just have like a little bit of, you know, bosses that play by the same rules? You'd think I'm like asking for Firstborn Son or something like that. That's Nameless King, that's not me. Oh boy. Oh man. You can see it in Dark Souls 2. You had the longest and most annoying runbacks that take the longest time. And that, yeah, that game does have the lowest quality. And the lowest boss quality. It has it is the worst in the franchise. And I feel like I need to make this clarification when I talk about like Souls games in general. When I say Dark Souls 2 is a bad game, I'm talking about in the Souls collection, like the Soulsborne collection, like Sekiro and Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and all these other. It is a bad game in comparison to those. I would say that even though the hitboxes are broken in Dark Souls 2, it's still a better game than most AAA releases that we get today. It's not a game that, you know, I would consider good by FromSoft standards. But it is a game that I would consider good by video game standards. It's a game that exists, is functional, has a lot of content. And to me, that's, you know, that's more important than the game being hard or any of that other shit. It's like, is the content good? Oh my fucking god! Jesus. I want to take on the cheater one at a one. Get my stamina back, and then you're gonna do your little. What are you gonna do? There you go. Yep. Never put your shield down. You little fucking bitch. You can run at me into your. Jesus. Fucking Christ, man. This is. In Dark Souls 3, they ultimately understood that you need very short. They still have some runbacks that aren't really ideal. Need very short runbacks when you want to make your bosses harder with complex movesets that are hard to master. So the player doesn't get annoyed by going 1 minute back. No, instead we get annoyed by bosses like this. And I get that this is not a mandatory boss. I could go and fight Frida right now. And go deal with that 3-phase bullshit. But this is a boss. It'll give us some souls, which will allow us to level up. Making the Frida fight most likely, you know, slightly less bullshit. If I could get rid of this shithead. In a way such as this. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit impressed that they were able to do that. They were able to get up off the ground and get their shield up before... And of course, they're gonna... I love how they just turn into this fucking jump happy fucking shit posting piece of actual fucking garbage. See, the wolf fight is actually kind of cool. What comes with the wolf fight is not cool. See, those moves are like fun to like fight against, but we have this extra like gross bullshit that we have to deal with as well. Fuck off, you bitch. I'm fighting your wolf here. I'd much rather fight your wolf. That was bad. I'm gonna be surprised if I fucking survive this. Yep. Okay, I did not know that was a Frida, Gale, Nameless King. First boss of the second DLC, the two dragons. Yeah, it's like Prince and something else. I don't know if they're dragons, really. I think they're more demons. Yeah. They all don't have, about Dark Souls 2, I spoke literally the same words that you think about Dark Souls 2 as well. Yeah, it like, when I talk about, you know, Souls games in general, I'm you know, they're in their own little bubble, basically. And then everything else is in, it's a different league. So if you compare any Souls game to any AAA game, I'd say pretty much all of them are better and more enjoyable than the AAA crap that we get nowadays. No, you don't get to do that. You have to play by my rule. Oh, that's right. No, you don't have to play by my rules. You can just do whatever the fuck you want, apparently. Sorry, I forgot. You are special. The fuck just happened there? I don't agree with that, but... This boss fight isn't... I wouldn't say this boss fight is bad, but it's definitely a pain in the ass. And it's not because of the wolf. The wolf has cool moves. Like, look at him go. It's the annoying fucking NPC that goes with it. Sword roll fucked me. Thanks, game. Wasn't trying to focus on that portion of the boss. Hold on. Nope. Got it. Done. GG. Okay. I have said other person what I think about Dark Souls 2, and they said the exact same opinion that I have. That Dark Souls 2 is just, like... I don't know how to put it. It's not a good game. In terms of the short runbacks. It was also in Sekiro, yeah. And in Elden Ring, you don't have any more than 95. Like, you don't have a... I don't remember Elden Ring's runbacks to be that bad. At least for, like, the main bosses. Like, world bosses, you know, that's kind of... You can't, you know, at that point you literally have a site of grace like every 30 fucking, you know, feet. I said feet. Yeah, it's time now for the for where I imagine we'll probably be spending the rest of tonight. But it's not just the runbacks.
Those who aren't kin to fire cannot paint a world. Those absorbed by fire must not paint a world. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten, Mother. I wish to paint a picture of the cold one day. That's why I must.
Okay. Oh, the only new thing was from going up there. 2. Okay, yeah. So, huh? Is this an actual? Oh, cool! You can bring in Slave to Night Gale. It says the Phantom. This Phantom will be summoned later at a separate location. No. I don't think we want to... And I'm tempted to see, like, what happens if you do that, but... Also, it's summoning, though. I don't want to do summoning. This cat, by the way, this cat is still fucking... So...
Welcome.
This cat is something else. He's a complete total trip. He's currently passed the fuck out on my pillow. Completely oblivious to the world around him. Which is like, yeah, okay, cool. Can I ask you what your 3 favorite and 3 most hated bosses are? Out of the entire franchise, number 1 most hated boss would be Bed of Chaos. Number 2 would be Blue Smelter. And I'm trying to think, like, what would my... What would number 3 be? Probably, like, Executioner Terry. Like, a boss fight that it feels like a gimmick, not an actual boss fight. And I feel that Executioner Chariot is a gimmick that's not very good. Oh. Well, in Dark Souls 2, most of the bosses in that game I don't like. There's no real nice way of putting it. I don't like the bosses. And why did I buy bundles? I can't put bundles on this. Whatever. Let's also look at that weapon that we got. Oh, weapon once wielded by the champion of the undead match. A special paired set consisting of a broadsword and a lion shield. The champion fought on without rest until he lost his mind, so it is a male. In the end, only his page and a lone wolf stayed at his side. I mean, a lot of the not main Dark Souls 2 bosses are the bosses that I dislike in Dark Souls 2. Like the gank fight in the first DLC. It's a bad fight. But like overall, my number 1 least favorite fight in the entire franchise is definitely Bed of Chaos. Overall, it would still be Blue Smelter. But then again, if we go to overall, it's like a lot of the gimmick bosses are kind of tied for me. Randall Chapel, yeah. But if we remove Dark Souls 2 from the equation, though, that's a different that's gonna be a different conversation. Bed of Chaos could still stay on that list. I'm trying to think of like outside of the Champion Gundyr fight I really don't like at all. The one you get from going here. I was actually looking into that fight, and it turns out there actually used to be a cheese where you can get him stuck, and you just cast Poison Mist over and over and over again. I watched it. It takes fucking forever, so, you know, terrible idea.